Reagan. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is obviously going to be a little bit different. I'm not doing my regular vlogs or anything like that. Last time I did a video like this, I want to say it was last year, but I don't really do these often. But I really felt that this was very beneficial for me to come on here and really talk about my college experience. Last time I talked about this, I was a sophomore and I had just dropped pre-med, and I was talking about my experiences as a college student up until then. But now I am a senior, so I'm definitely going to hint on a lot more about that. I have one more semester left before I graduate, so this gives me the chance to really talk to you guys about my entire college experience and what I thought it was going to be and what I wish I would have known before I started. Before we officially get into the nitty-gritty details of my juicy college experience, I wanted to time travel a little bit back into 2022 after I graduated high school. When I graduated high school, I actually did not know where I was going to college until like a month before. So I did not know I was going to Augusta University until a month before I was going. It was my last option, as most students there will tell you that it was their last option. A lot of the schools that I had set in mind for me were out of state, and a lot of it didn't end up working out for me. I ended up going to Augusta by default. But overall, I'm actually kind of glad I went. I feel like it eventually ended up being the perfect school that was meant for me. As much as I would have liked to have went out of state to like New York or California or any other out-of-state school, it just felt like that was what was good for me at the time, especially since I've had so many amazing experiences and memories at AU. I will never forget any of the experiences that I've had. So coming in hot and heavy with the very first thing, college is hard, but it's not for the reasons that you think. When we were all in high school, a lot of our teachers told us, oh, when you get to college, it's going to be hard. And I was thinking more of college is hard was like the academics, but it's not so much as the academics. Once you actually get to college, you actually realize the hardest part is not the classes, is really managing your life as an adult for the first time. Most of us are away from our home and our families the first time, and we're all we're all so young, and a lot of us kind of just go a little bit crazy, a little wild, if you will. Learning how to manage my life as a college student while maintaining my responsibilities was the hardest thing that I ever had to do, and honestly I'm still getting used to it. Realize that you're basically on your own. You're responsible for your education and you're responsible for everything else. You have to make sure that you eat, that you're getting enough sleep, that you're going to your classes on time, that you're not skipping your classes. To balance your classes, keep up your GPA, and if you work, you have to make sure that you have time to do that, and not to mention all the organizations or the social life that you may have. It's a lot to balance, especially for an 18-year-old fresh out of high school who has no idea how to do any of that stuff. This difference between high school and college is that your whole day was pretty much planned out for you in high school. You had your schedule of all the classes and the teachers that you had, and the classes that you're going to go to, when you had lunch, when it was time to go, when you had your extracurricular activity classes. None of that is planned out for you. You are basically planning it yourself. Well, after your first semester, you pretty much plan everything yourself, but as a freshman, you kind of have it all planned out for you. Nobody is making sure that you're going to your classes or that you're keeping up with your schoolwork. All of that completely on you. And it's really crucial moment to learn that you have to learn discipline over motivation. My biggest tip on somebody who has such a hard time with discipline, please do not skip class. I have skipped class so much, I'm actually embarrassed. It's literally like an addiction. It's like you're doing crack or something. The moment you do it once, you're gonna keep doing it again and again and again. That's where if you're not sick or if you don't have any type of appointment or anything, just go, please. It's just gonna create a never-ending cycle, and before you know it, you're at the end of the semester. And the thing is about this, you can do well in the class and do your assignments. That may be you, because that was definitely me for a couple of classes, but some professors really count attendance. And there's been multiple times where I've gotten a B in the class when I've done all the work and did really good on it, when I could have gotten an A if I were just shown up for attendance. And that's the one thing that will hold you back. I get it, things happen and you may not feel that well, or mentally you may not feel that well. I completely get that, because I've definitely had to have some mental health days. But if there's no reason for you to skip, just go do something else in the class, do some other work if they allow you to, or something. If y'all see me looking at my phone, I do have notes that I have written here because this is a lot and I want to make sure that I cover everything. All right, next thing, I feel like everyone needs to hear. Your college experience won't look like everyone else's. Common misconception that I feel that people have about college is what they see on TV. Everyone always tells you it's the best time of your life. You always see people going out to parties and doing all these things and have this big group of friends, all of that, which is really great and can be some people's college experience, but it's not everyone's. Because let me tell you right now, comparison will steal your college experience away from you. Not even just because of what's on TV, but if you're looking at what other people are doing at their college and you're comparing that to your life with your friends, people will take a look at like, oh, I'm not having fun. Your college experience is what you make it to be. For example, my school is not basically in an ideal city that everyone likes. You know, a lot of people say, oh, Augusta is boring, but I feel like this is a different place. There are things to do and there are a lot of ways to get involved on our campus, and there's a lot of people like to meet and stuff. So I personally just never really took it that way. Obviously there are times where I wish there were more things for us to do, you know, as far as like, you know, going shopping, because we only have like one mall. But I feel like with the group of friends that I have or had, I didn't really care about that stuff, because most of the things that we did it together, and I didn't care because it was still fun. You just focus on what you have in front of you, like you just appreciate it and enjoy it so much better than worrying about what you don't have. Also with that, I had a bad case of the comparison thing when I was a freshman. I was really like starting to compare myself to a lot of my classmates or people that I was friends with. I was education major and everyone else around me was like either doing something in science or they were like nursing or biology, and I just really felt that my major wasn't really up to par. And I feel like that's such a probably a dumb thing to say, but I was just really worried about the direction that my life was headed in as far as career wise. Even though freshman year, like you're just starting out, most people have no idea what they want to do. I was basically comparing my journey and what I wanted to do to everyone else's, and I kind of just wanted to fall in line with everyone else. I did end up changing my major. It was the worst thing that I could have ever did, but it ended up working out for me in the end because I forced myself to go down a path that I really did not want to go. I will talk more about this experience in the next topic. Before I go to that, I do want to talk about there was a period in time my junior year where for some reason I just had this mindset that I just wanted to be this huge overachiever. And before I say anything, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious or anything like that. I think being ambitious is great, especially like in college. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just think it comes to a point that you have to ask yourself, like, who are you doing this for? I had a hard time feeling like I had to prove myself. And I don't know why I felt like I had to do that. Everyone else getting these leadership positions on campus, awards or titles, these are things that I really wanted and I would have loved to experience in that. But after it was all said and done, I really had to sit back and think about like why I was doing all of these things. I think I cared more about the recognition and the praise from other people than I really cared about being in a certain position or title. And I really feel like in the end, that's why it didn't work out for me like how I thought it would. And while it was embarrassing and sad in the moment, I am now grateful that a lot of things that I really wanted for myself did not work out. No one was telling me that I had to do these things. I was kind of putting the pressure on myself to do it. And I feel like that was what can make an experience not so fun anymore. Obviously, yes, like if this is something that you really want, if you really want to join that club or start a club, be president of SGA or whatever it is, like definitely go after what you want, but make sure that it's something that you want and you're not doing it just so other people can say all these great things about you. Which I'm now getting closer to my graduation, a lot of things that mattered to me, like especially like within this past year, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. Like I just honestly don't care. I just think my mindset has just changed so much because a lot of these things, there's like it's like high school, like you can achieve so much, be this popular person or like have like all of these straight A's and this and that. Yes, these things will help you get into college, but once you get into college, it kind of doesn't matter anymore. High school is kind of like but once you graduate college, half the stuff that you did probably won't even matter. It really will just be for bragging rights, and which is nothing wrong with that. I don't mean it in a bad way to like not celebrate things that you've done or did, but overall I just don't feel like it will matter as much as it does right now in this moment. Next topic is you don't have to have everything figured out. And that's kind of what I was kind of touching a little bit about my major in the last part, when I felt like I had to have everything figured out as a freshman, which sounds insane. Like guys, I'm kind of crazy. I'm not okay up here. I'm just a perfectionist and like I want to know everything. I don't like the unknown. When I first applied to college, I applied to be a business major because that's something that I really wanted to go in, like business and communications. And I just felt that career, there's so many avenues to go down, like, and I just really felt like after I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And I hated the idea of going to college and graduating and then doing absolutely nothing with my major and just to work in a grocery store or something. Like I hated that. Like I hated that thought. Like I did not want that to be the case after I graduated, to actually go into the career that I'm supposed to go in. So in my head, I was thinking, I knew education wasn't something that I really wanted to do. So obviously that's why I was like, okay, I have to get out of this major. Like I don't want to keep pursuing it and just waste time. So I was like, okay, why don't I just try medical major like everyone else? So I became psych pre-med, and it was awful because before I was pre-med, I had already took biology and I already failed bio as a regular like major. And then once I did pre-med and I took biology 1107, I failed that and I had to retake it and I passed it on the second time. But then I also had to take chemistry. I had to take bio 1107 and chemistry at the same time, and that was like literally the worst possible thing I could have ever done to myself. I literally was so depressed and I cried like every day because I did not understand anything. I even went to tutoring. I didn't understand anything. Literally a girl who came to her in the middle of my tutoring session and she already knew what she was doing. I was like, why are you here? Like, you were just embarrassing me at this point. So like that was like, okay, I can't do this, I have to quit it. After I let it go, I was just psychology for a while, and then I became a business minor. The point for telling that story honestly was just because like it's okay like to not have everything figured out. I didn't get my business minor fully in effect until like the summer of junior year. Nobody really knows, like you may have a plan now, but the plan that you have may not be something that you want to pursue down the line. You may change your mind. I definitely felt like by now, like as a senior, that I would know what I want to do after I graduate, and I have absolutely no clue what's going to happen to me after I graduate. And that is a really scary thing to think about. Next thing is get involved on campus. If that is something that I could really tell somebody going into school, is to get involved. Don't just go to class and then come back to your room and just have that be your life. It would not be beneficial for you as a college student. You're paying for so many resources already. It's literally already coming out of your tuition. So I feel like why not go ahead and go to the events that are happening on campus, meet new people. Like you just never know like the connections that you'll make, like even in your classes. I literally happened to meet in my chemistry class this one girl, her name is Karis, and Karis, if you're watching this video, I love you. Literally met her at chemistry and it was like super smart, and I asked her to help me and we started meeting up to like study before the exams, and next thing you know, like we're always talking and like always meeting up to hang out. We literally just hang out like 2 weeks ago, and you never know the bonds and stuff that you'll meet. Join a sorority or a fraternity if that's what you feel is good for you. It's not for everybody, so don't put so much pressure on yourself to join a sorority or a fraternity or any type of organization if that's not what you want to do. Like, do it because it's the most popular thing to do. When I first started getting involved, I was technically involved my freshman year because I joined a mentorship program where I moved in a week earlier. So I kind of got to know people that was like in that program, and we had a mentor. So a lot of us had the same mentor and some of us didn't, but we got to bond a lot. But that's kind of how I was already involved because they already had their events throughout the year and my friends will always go. My sophomore year, I stepped a bit out of my comfort zone to try to do things that I wouldn't normally do. And that's kind of how I end up now. It's definitely such a rewarding thing. Like, definitely surprise yourself by the things that you get involved in, and how there's literally no limit to how far you can go by just being involved. I joined our tour guide group, which is called 1828 Ambassadors, and I became vice president of social media and marketing. But I actually was really grateful for that position because that was the first exec position that I had ever had. Along with 1828 Ambassadors, I had the chance to like go to the Georgia Capitol for Capitol Day. I also got involved this year by studying abroad in Italy. If you guys get a study abroad opportunity, I 100% advise you to take it if you're able to. Again, not everybody is able to have the funds to study abroad. From my experience, I was lucky enough to have a family member to go out of her way to pay for my trip. I was really grateful for that. However, I did get a scholarship from the study abroad office that did help contribute to that cost, but I wasn't able to get a lot of funding through the business school, which is what the trip was for. and they only give their funding to majors, which is kind of crazy if you ask me, because I not take the same classes. Like, hello. Definitely see if your college or the institution or have any scholarships available through any of the colleges that the trip is hosted by. You just never know how much money they're willing to give out, and definitely check with financial aid as well. Going to the next thing, this is definitely diving deep into my full college experience of how college has shaped me, and simply that is protect your peace, please. When you first come to college, like, you're being introduced to a pool of people that you do not know, and just a different variety of people. When I first came to school, didn't really know what to expect as far as building friendships or relationships with people. I kind of always thought that I wouldn't really have any friends, that I would be alone. I don't know, I kind of didn't really know how that was going to work for me. I was scared because I'm a really shy person, and it really takes me a while to warm up to people. It just takes me a while to warm up. Luckily, through the mentorship program that I told you guys about, I met friends rather very quickly. I was so grateful for that, because if I hadn't have came when I did, I don't know how my college experience would have been. I had a great time, like, with those group of people, like, especially for my first year, but I was not prepared for how fast things change. I was really hoping that my college experience, it was going to be like grownish, and I thought that I was Zoe. Just kind of have these friends all the way up until I graduated. That sadly was not the case, and it's no ill will or anything towards anybody. I'm just really just speaking from my experience. For some people, they do stick with their friends from when they first met, freshman year, all the way till they graduate. I've literally seen it happen. It's not the case for everybody. I feel like that's the biggest thing that I wish I would have known going in, is that things change, and it's okay to outgrow people. I had a huge hit of this reality my sophomore year. Things just kind of weren't the same as they were, and I really had to deal with being alone. And not that that's a completely bad thing, but because I'm used to being alone as an only child. Definitely, I was dealing with something that was much deeper than that. And it was really bad for me, because my friends that I was friends with, we didn't hang out as much anymore. My boyfriend at the time wasn't in school anymore. I feel like I was there by myself. I feel like bad social anxiety. I just did not know what to do with myself. I get so disappointed that things didn't work how I thought they were going to. And I kind of just realized that I had to just move on from the situation, and that was really hard. But I realized that I stayed with that same group of people, I feel like I wouldn't have done the things that I have done up until now. I would not be sitting here talking to you guys in front of a camera. I would have never done anything that I ever wanted to do. I spent a lot of time alone my sophomore year, and all that was a nightmare at first. I grew to love it. Thinking back on it, if I could go back now to that moment, I would. I had a blast being by myself, finding out who I am, what I like, and building confidence within myself. Going into the topic of friendships while you're in college, honestly, what I can say is that friendships come and go, and not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay. Okay, some people are here for a good time, but not a long time, and that's definitely something that has been hard for me to come to terms with, because I'm such a person that values their friendships, because like I said, I am an only child. Any person that comes in throughout my life, as a friend, I see them as a brother or a sister, and it's just sometimes people may not always have great intentions for you. They don't want to see you grow. They give you the ones holding you back, which is honestly really sad to say. Don't get me wrong, I've had some really difficult moments with friendships, and the best thing is to learn to set boundaries and protecting your peace, and learning not to be a people pleaser, because that is definitely something that I have been trying to get over for a really long time. I'm always seen as a nice girl. I really like having that topic, because I really want people to like me, and I want it to feel accepted by other people. But over time, I just really feel like that doesn't really matter, honestly. If you don't put yourself first, no one's going to do it for you. Guys, when I tell you this past year has been absolute trash, I had 3 friendship breaks within 1 year. It definitely took me time to get over every single one of those, but reflecting and thinking back on it, I just feel like things happen for a reason. And I'm the type of person that I can't ever say no to people, and I feel like sometimes God just kind of just moves them out my way, because he knows that I won't do it. It was a lot, and it was literally the worst time in my life, but I learned a lot about myself in those moments, and shaped me now into who I am. Without those experiences, I could never grow as a person. And if you build these friendships and relationships while you're in college, they are gonna shape you into who you are. Okay, last thing that I wanted to talk about, I had this whole definition of what success meant. My definition of success as a freshman literally was, you know, getting perfect grades, straight A's, having a lot of friends, being recognized on campus as a top person or whatever, you know, and how I looked to other people. As long as I look successful to other people, that's what I felt like it was. There's been so many moments and times where I really felt things were going to work out and I've been like rejected and I have failed a lot. And in those moments, they were so disappointing, but I am very proud to say that from each disappointment and setback that I've had throughout my entire college experience, I was able to get back up and still keep persevering. And I honestly feel like that's what honestly true success is. The journey is so much more better than the destination. I just really felt like it was something that people could see when they looked at me, you know, all the titles and stuff that I probably have, or all the accomplishments, all of this and that and the third. And while those things are great to have, I can have all these things, but the real question is what are people going to say about you as a person? My new definition of success is having peace and being confident in who I am, being resilient when things don't go my way, continuing to strive even after disappointment, prioritizing my well-being, and also doing things because I genuinely enjoy it. I have literally spent so much time like worrying about where I should be in life, but looking back on it, like, it's crazy because there's so many things that I've wanted that I have now, and I feel like that's a blessing within itself. My favorite memories of while being in college, they weren't because of big accomplishments. Memories happened like because they weren't like planned out, like it was just the moment. If I had any advice to tell to my freshman self or any freshman, I would say stop rushing, stop comparing yourself, start trusting yourself more. Everything doesn't need to happen right now. You are doing way better than you think you are. Don't waste so much time trying to create the perfect college experience rather than just living in it. It doesn't have to look a certain way to be a meaningful experience. My college experience definitely didn't, regardless of what other people may think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and make sure to give this video a like. I will see you guys in my next video.